think that was more than a fair offer. The equipment's over 30 years old that we get for it.
The reason why I came here tonight, actually on behalf of Mr. Sherman's case as well, as some of you were involved at the Bay Pines VA Town Hall meeting, myself and Mr. Sherman as well as other veterans had actually discussed the ongoing issues of fraud, abuse, waste, gross mismanagement at the local VA here. With what has been going on, the reason why I come to you all tonight is I just wanted some clarity on a few points, if you all wouldn't mind answering a question or two. And I know this is really geared toward, since some of the officers here are actually at the Bay Pines VA regional office. I know that this is a chapter meeting, this is more or less a regional office issue, but it comes close to home because a lot of veterans that are getting back today, and also veterans that have been waiting on their claims to get processed, the clarity I want to basically be answered would be basically seeing that there had been a witness involved that evening and a deal had been tried to be made, and I'm not going to mention the officer's name, he's not here tonight, but there was a deal trying to be made with Mr. Sherman on his case regarding his TNP, which is already given with his private doctors. But what I want clarity on specifically is I have, time and time again, a lot of the officers on this board know that I've been through the DAV at the regional office, and being a whistleblower, I have personally witnessed, and I'm not going to say their names for their own sake, but I have seen where some employees have concerned me, where they had shown me that there's fraud going on with the veteran, and guess what? They throw it in the shred bins. My question is, what is the DAV going to do to prevent fraud from being committed against veterans, if any? And this is a national issue. Does national have to get involved if it's a matter involving fraud?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. So the reason why I bring this up, and I want clarity just to define that, is that was my understanding, would be now that you have officers that are down here that are supposed to be working on veterans' claims, what is the relationship? Because I understood that there's not supposed to be a conflict of interest. You're supposed to represent the veterans.
Right.
Now, when you have a board member who's working through, say, coordinating a program for the Bay Pines VA, for example, and then they're also working the claim side, when they don't have medical qualifications, yet they do the rating process and they're getting veterans rated. Now, it's my understanding you can't do conflict of interest. Is that correct?
I didn't understand what the conflict of interest was.
The conflict of interest would be basically that you would have somebody that serves in the DAV that works in the regional office serve in both roles where they're doing a coordination program for example, Bay Pines, a CW Bill Young VA, and then they're working the rating claim side. They don't have a medical credential, but then they're making decisions on ratings.
Nobody works in the DAV that makes a decision. Absolutely none.
Okay, because I had clarification that there actually were. That was ongoing some time back ago. There no longer is now. But all these claims that had been processed in the past, there was a conflict of interest. And I just want to know, what is the DAV's policy on conflict of interest?
DAV has no say of their denial or approval.
What you made me thinking about is sometimes we'll have a pending hearing and we'll gather evidence. The veteran will give the evidence and bring it to us. And we'll go see the TRO or the RBSR. And we'll settle a hearing prior to. It's always favorable to the veteran when we do that. So he doesn't have to come in. He may be thinking about that. That would be the only time that we...
No, because I do have actually the evidence needed that actually links everything. And this is the reason why I wanted to know about the clarification of conflict of interest. Those are really the two main things I want clarification on this evening.
Okay, there's no conflict of interest.
Well, without knowing what you're talking about, I couldn't even begin to answer that. But no, there's never been an NSO that had a part of making a decision. The VA makes a decision.
Well, basically, if there is, and there were...
It's a lot of ifs.
Well, I'm not saying that this is an if. This is what actually did happen. His entire case was involved in on this.
We got it right here.
Okay, doctors that didn't have
we really don't need to be talking about personal cases in this group. This is a chapter.
Well, I know it's
like
not.
I said, I'll talk to him after this is over, and I'll make sure he's clear on everything. And if there's a problem, we'll take it further.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about his case in front of everybody.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that, but I just want a clarification on those two main points so that I have understanding.
DAV does not get involved with any decisions.
Okay, so none of the decisions involved from the regional office too?
No, we have no influence
Okay.
on them. And they have no influence on us.
Okay.
We don't work for the VA,
I know you don't.
and we don't have anything to do with making the decision. We try to influence the decision, but point out the proper laws or anything, but
We advocate for the veteran.
that's it.
Yeah, I know you all do, but I just want a clarification on those 2 points, because as an independent veteran advocate, I don't work for the congressman, I don't work for the VA, and I don't work for any VSO. Now, I've been offered 12 or 13 times a job with the DAV. I've turned it down simply because of the fraud that I've seen ongoing through the office. But I'm not going to get involved in that today. I'm not going to make the answer to that, but I just want a clarification on those 2 main points. Thank you.
Okay.
Nothing else?
Okay.